You're listening to Wiretap with Jonathan Goldstein on CBC Radio 1 and Sirius Satellite Radio 137. Today's episode, Getting Away from It All.
Angst by David Eagleman. As humans, we spend our time seeking big, meaningful experiences. So the afterlife may surprise you when your body wears out. We expand back into what we really are, which is, by Earth standards, enormous. We stand 10,000 kilometers tall in each of 9 dimensions and live with others like us in a celestial commune. When we reawaken in these, our true bodies, we immediately begin to notice that our gargantuan colleagues suffer a deep sense of angst. Our job is the maintenance and upholding of the cosmos. Universal collapse is imminent, and we engineer wormholes to act as structural support. We labor relentlessly on the edge of cosmic disaster. If we don't execute our jobs flawlessly, the universe will recollapse. Ours is complex, intricate, and important work. But after 3 centuries of this toil, we have the option to take a vacation. We all choose the same destination. We project ourselves into lower dimensional creatures. We project ourselves into the tiny, delicate, 3-dimensional bodies that we call humans, and we are born onto the resort we call Earth. The idea on such vacations is to capture small experiences. On the Earth, we care only about our immediate surroundings. We watch comedy movies, we drink alcohol, and enjoy music. We form relationships, fight, break up, and start again. When we're in a human body, we don't care about universal collapse. Instead, we care only about a meeting of the eyes, a glimpse of bare flesh, the caressing tones of a loved voice, joy, love, light, the orientation of a houseplant, the shade of a paint stroke, the arrangement of hair. Those are good vacations that we take on Earth, replete with our little dramas and fusses. The mental relaxation is unspeakably precious to us. And when we're forced to leave by the wearing out of those delicate little bodies, it's not uncommon to see us lying prostrate in the breeze of the solar winds, tools in hand, looking out into the cosmos, wet-eyed, searching for meaninglessness.
This year, I've decided to spend the winter holidays in New York City, and since my parents happen to be driving down to Albany, I'm driving down with them, and then taking the train the rest of the way. When my parents pass by to pick me up, I offer to do the driving, as in recent years, my father's travel fanny pack has grown so large, filled with traveler's checks, aspirin bottles, and various emergency ointments, that it's become difficult for him to comfortably fit behind the steering wheel. "You're going to start needing fold-out wheels for that thing," I say, pointing to the pleather behemoth tied to his waist. "I don't get your meaning," he says. After just 25 minutes on the open road, we decide to stop for lunch. We get out of the car, and at the side of the road, my mother pulls out some hard-boiled eggs, and my father, after some rummaging in his fanny pack, produces a packet of salt. "This is the life," he says, happily salting the egg in his hand as traffic rushes by. At around noon, we stop in Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh. The very word brings back memories of childhood in a Proustian rush. Someone, probably a Canadian, once said of vacations that, while Americans have Europe, Canadians have Plattsburgh. And when I was a kid, Plattsburgh really was a vacation. As a family, we lacked the organizational skill to pack luggage and mark off days on a calendar, and so day trips just over the border to Plattsburgh, New York, became our destination hotspot. In the Plattsburgh Mall, I felt free of my worries in a way I never could in the malls back home. In Plattsburgh, there was no fear of running into anyone I knew, and so my family could yell at each other loud enough to make other shoppers turn and stare. And in the food court pizzeria, my aunt could pack dispenser after dispenser of napkins into her enormous handbag, and I didn't care. My mother could even call me by her preferred nickname, Pussy Willow, and it did not cause my colon to clamp. I'm getting me some leg warmers, my mother says, as we pull in front of the Plattsburgh Target store. And after the itchy calves the last pair I bought gave me, this time I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to sit down in the middle of the aisle and try on every single pair in the store. I'll wait in the car, I say. Me too, my father says, while producing from his fanny pack reading glasses, a pen, and a book of crossword puzzles. My parents dropped me off at the Albany train station, and I board. During the train ride, I passed the time eavesdropping on people's conversations. The best thing I overhear is a large mustachioed man in a Miami Dolphins cap explain how, in the middle of writing a check for a jacuzzi down payment, his pen ran out of ink. He saw it as a sign from God not to buy a jacuzzi. When the Almighty raises a hand, I obey, he says. Words that aren't meant for your ears always seem to hold an odd power, even when they are about whirlpool bathtubs. Had I been traveling with someone else, I would have said very loudly, just to be overheard, "There isn't a problem in the world that can't be solved by origami." It would be my way of giving a little something back to the eavesdropping community. At around dusk, with everyone around me beginning to doze, I throw a DVD of It's a Wonderful Life into my laptop, and by the end of the movie, as always, there are tears streaming down my face. With my cheeks still wet, I run down the aisle to the washroom to see what I look like crying. Overall, not bad. It is my theory that the world breaks down into two unique groups: those who want to see what they look like crying, and those who do not. For some reason, all the people I end up taking to fall into the former group, a group that never fully throws themselves into the moment, but always holds on to a little bit of narrative objectivity, even in their gloomiest hours. His last thoughts were of the pastries left unfinished, my friend Tony had thought, one summer, while coming close to drowning. The train arrives in New York's Penn Station, and I set off to meet my friend Starlee in the East Village. When I get to the bistro she told me to meet her at, I find her at the bar talking to a semi-well-known comic. Shortly after introducing us, the semi-well-known comic leaves, and I take his seat. Absent-mindedly, I sip from the glass of water he's left behind. While an entertaining bunch, comedians as a group do not impress me as adhering to the highest code of hygiene. Frantically, I blot my tongue with a cocktail napkin. Starlee continues telling me a story, but I'm not able to pay attention as I'm distracted by thoughts of hepatitis, or at the very least, a bad case of the cooties. Later in the evening, I read the semi-well-known comic's Wikipedia entry, and there is no mention of any life-threatening contagious diseases, and so I sleep soundly. Until 3 a.m., when I awake in the throes of a fever sweat brought on by what I believe to be the onset of mononucleosis, an illness of which I've only the vaguest understanding. I turn on the light to look it up on Wikipedia and settle in for another day of being me. A place from which there is no vacation.
Hello?
Hey, Mom?
Johnny, why are you calling long distance?
No, I'm not
it must
calling
be costing you a fortune.
I'm
Talk fast. What's the matter?
No, I'm not calling you long. I'm back in the city.
Okay. I got worried.
No, I just wanted to see how your trip to Albany was.
Okay. It was okay, Johnny. We had a good time.
So, and did Dad also have a good time?
Yeah, not as good as me. He doesn't care for shopping centers, but
yeah.
You want me to call him?
Yeah, sure, yeah. It would be nice to say
Buzz,
hi.
pick up the phone! Buzz! Hurry up!
Hello?
Hey, Dad?
Hi.
How was Albany?
It's not my cup of tea. Too much shopping. I don't like to shop.
And what's wrong with shopping?
I like to go to a place where I could just relax and,
well.
if it was up to me, I'd go to Amsterdam.
I'm not going to no
Beautiful
Amsterdam.
city.
Please. I
Beautiful.
don't care.
Narrow streets,
I
canals.
find Albany beautiful.
What's beautiful about it?
I like it.
Amsterdam, what other city could you go to and go into a cafe where you could sit down and see hashish?
Hashish?
And whatnot.
I don't need no hashish. I don't even like that word. I don't want to hear it in this house.
Well, I didn't need to smoke it, but just as a kind of, as an anthropological study.
Take a course if he wants to study anthropology.
Well, you got to.
Don't start that with me. I've had it already.
And then you go to the red light district and you see all these women's
red light
windows.
district? Have you lost your marbles? What is it? You're not normal. I swear to God, you're getting crazier and crazier. The red light district.
Okay.
Go down on St. Catherine Street. You'll see where.
Oh, they don't
well, listen, I didn't want to make you guys fight. I just wanted to see how the vacation was.
We're not fighting, Jonathan. We're not fighting. We're just.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
Looking through the rear view mirror and seeing Albany disappear behind me.
Can't stand it when I have a good time.
No, to me you know what it means to me?
What?
Work.
How do you mean?
Running. Packing.
Well, you guys pack a lot. How much did you bring for this trip?
Not so much. Pasta that was already cooked with a tomato sauce jar. I brought peanut butter. I brought jam. I brought cereal. I even brought a barbecue chicken in the cooler.
Are you kidding?
I even brought cold toast.
Why would you?
I brought coleslaw. I don't want your father to be hungry and start
but
nagging.
How long were you there for?
2 days. But I don't want your father to starve and get hungry and get nervous. This way he could sit in the car and eat, and I'll shop me.
But, I mean, you're on vacation. There's restaurants.
I don't know about those restaurants. Do they wash their hands? Who knows? The grease, they put everything in grease, and they can spit in my food yet. Who knows?
Okay,
well... We know. Who the hell knows?
When you go on vacation, Dad, you don't like to eat in a restaurant?
Yeah, I do. That's what I like.
Don't give him ideas, Johnny.
That's what I like.
Well, it's not an idea that I'm giving him. I mean, the idea of restaurants have existed.
I tell her I wouldn't mind eating out in a restaurant. She doesn't have to schlep all that stuff along.
And what are you going to eat? Rotten pizza?
I don't understand you. We travel 500 miles, to sit on the edge of a hotel bed eating cereal out of a pot? Like in Amsterdam,
don't
at least
start.
You
had a very nice time.
Well, I'm asking him whether he had a good time.
Tell him you had a good time. What's the matter with you?
Real good time.
Good.
But in Amsterdam, you eat crepes.
You know, Buzz, I'm happy to sit in the hotel room and eat peanut butter.
So why can't we eat peanut butter sandwiches in a hotel in Amsterdam? Take a canal ride.
Take a canal ride.
I don't stop. I got call waiting. Hello.
Hey, John.
Howard. Hey, I'm just on the other line. Hang on 1 second.
I don't go on a vacation to see a museum.
Madam Truth.
I don't care about these people.
Okay,
don't you understand?
I'll talk to you guys
I'm
later.
Not interested.
Welcome home. Howard?
John, can you hear me all right out there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Where are you calling from?
Just calling you from the road. I'm not sure what the reception's like. You know you can't talk on a cell phone while you're driving a car?
That's right. Yeah, it would be distracting.
But
if
you're a trucker type,
yeah,
you're allowed to use a CB radio. Do you understand that? Over.
What are you doing? What sound is that?
Just talking on my CB there, good neighbor.
No, that's you, Howard. That's you.
Well, I'm talking to you on my cell phone. But I built a kind of box around it and wrapped it up with electrical tape. And it quite looks like a CB. Anyway, this is all a big 10-4 there, John. You know, I'm doing all right, and you know, I'm just kind of working the road and
Right.
pulling loads and just working on my CB jargon.
So let me guess. You're a trucker now.
Roger. Over.
Okay, so what are you hauling there?
Got myself a heavy load.
Yeah, of what?
Groceries. Got my mom's station wagon. She needed cottage cheese.
So let me get this straight. You're calling me from your mom's station wagon on your cell phone, and that makes you a trucker.
Yeah, and I'd appreciate if maybe you ended your sentences with over.
I should say over.
Yeah, you can also go.
I'm not going to do that, Howard. Why would I do? I'm talking to you on a telephone.
Yeah, I'm talking to you on a telephone. Over.
I'm not going to say
that little sound with your mouth. Over.
This conversation's going to be over.
This conversation's going to be over. Over. You want to put that extra over in there?
Let me ask you something. You don't feel at all self-conscious riding around in your mom's station wagon, pretending you're talking into a CB?
But once you're on the open road, the wheels running beneath you, you become kind of one with the earth, one with the road. It's just that freedom, John. Some good old country and western music on the radio. I got brothers on the road. We ain't related by a mother, but related by the road. It's that endless road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trying to get back to my honey.
Who's your honey?
Well, I'm working on that too, John. It's a lonely, lonely life down on the road. Been on the road so long, I don't know tomorrow from yesteryear. Can't tell you how many times I've seen the sun rise, John. How many times I've seen the moon set.
How long you been on the road for now?
Roughly 25 minutes, I'd say.
Right.
I just know this is the life for me. Hey, John, you want me to blow my truck horn?
But you're in a station wagon.
I know, but I got myself a truck horn. When I was a kid, I remember I'd see a big 18-wheeler go by, and I'd put my arm in the air, give me one of them doot-doots, and he'd blast away with that big old horn. Want me to do that? Maybe I can inspire you a little bit.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's a slide whistle.
So that's a typical mistake a four-wheeler would make. You're a four-eyed four-wheeler.
Last time I checked, a station wagon only has 4 wheels.
I'm in a station wagon now, but I want to get myself a big, 18-wheeler. And
How were you going to park an 18-wheeler?
I haven't got myself a handle.
Oh, yeah?
Trucker's name, it's your handle.
Oh, yes, I know that, Howard.
So your handle is Jonathan Goldstein.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you get a handle like that, I wonder?
But my parents gave it to me.
Your parents gave it to you.
When I was born.
See, that's the thing. For you four-wheelers,
Mm-hmm.
there's no choice in your life. Even your name, you're bound. You're bound by your name. You're bound by your job. You're bound by the rules of physics.
Bound by the rules of reality.
When you're a trucker, it's all one big open road. I choose my handle. You know what my handle is?
What's your handle?
Captain Starship.
Just straight to Captain, huh?
I think it says a lot about me.
Oh, does it?
A little homage to Star Trek, Jack Kerouac, Endless Nights. I'm here. I'm seeking experience. You got one life. I want to grab it. I want to bite into it. I want to drink it. I want to just taste it. Oh, that reminds me. Hang on a sec.
What do you do? You pulling over?
Yeah, I got a roast on the engine.
What are you doing?
Let's go see that there.
What is that?
Ooh, that looks a bit overdone.
Wait, what do you do? You're cooking a roast on your car on the engine?
Well, a brisket. I think I got some window wiper fluid on that, but that'll burn right off, I think.
Well, you didn't put it directly on the engine, did you?
Yeah, I just put it right on. Spiced it nice, but it looks like one side is completely overdone and the other side's pretty raw.
You wasted a whole roast.
I'm not wasting it.
Mm-hmm.
Very ignoble death for a very, very virtuous brisket.
Mm-hmm.
It was a warrior. It died a warrior.
How did it die a warrior?
It's on the side of the road, being eaten by birds.
What are you doing?
No sense in hauling more than I gotta. Leave that for the buzzards. That's a good meal for somebody, ain't for me.
Okay. All right, Howard, I'm going to let you go.
Hey, John, anything I can haul for you? Anything from the CBC? Maybe like tripods, if there's any jobs you might have for me?
No, Howard, I mean,
actually, I'm going to go by the video store. I was thinking of getting a whole bunch of trucker movies to kind of help me get into the feel of things, like Convoy and all the Smokey and the Bandits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to come by your place, we can watch it all together.
Yeah, that would be great, Howard.
We can have some eggs, drink back some of that black water. That's coffee.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
10-4, good buddy.
Okay, 10-4.
Over and out.
Over and out, Hal.
Over.
Hello.
Johnny, I'm calling out of concern for you.
Oh.
I'm worried about your cholesterol problem.
Then put your mind at ease. I actually just went for a cholesterol check about a month ago. My cholesterol's very low. It's fine.
Too low. Dangerously low.
What dangerously too low?
You need to eat some lard.
What are you
I'm talking to you on my car phone. I'm on my way there right now with a bucket of lard. And I'm going to sit on the floor and watch you eat every last drip of it.
Gregor,
and when you're done, I'm pouring sardine oil down your throat.
What are you talking about?
Starting yesterday, my friend, I'm putting you on a brand new diet.
What's that?
What I call the high cholesterol diet. Breakfast, French fries, dipped in lard, twice fried, rolled in lard, dipped in batter, and fried. Lunch, a half a gallon of lard, melted down with Crisco, and 4 pounds of beef tallow. Dinner, meatballs, fried in lard.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of good cholesterol and bad cholesterol?
Lard is not good cholesterol.
From now on, it's all egg yolks all the time. And not just egg yolks, but egg yolks wrapped in bacon that's been twice refried in mayonnaise, dipped in salt, and layered with cheese.
Gregor, that doesn't sound very healthy.
Oh, it's healthy, all right. And you know what makes it extra healthy?
What?
We serve it on a stick. We stab a stick through it, and then we roll it in confectionery sugar. And you know what you have for dessert?
What?
Candy glazed hams.
I don't even like candy.
Oh, you're going to have candy glazed, my friend. Candy glazed ham, candy glazed pork fat, candy glazed candy. I'm going to get 2 strips of bacon, crisply fried, and a staple gun. And I'm going to staple a mustache on you made of bacon, and I'm going to candy glaze that. And then you can walk around and lick your candy glazed bacon mustache, and all day you can remember what it is to have a friend who loves you.
Gregor, you're trying to kill me. And how do you know what my cholesterol is, first of all?
Well, if you must know, the last time I was at your house, when you went to take a shower, I went through your things, and I read some of your medical records.
Gregor, I don't like you going through my papers.
Listen, if I wasn't going through your papers, who would go through them for you?
Well, I would. No one.
Who cares about you enough to rifle through your desk and your personal items to find out important details that you withhold from me? If I'm over there and I care enough about you to go through your most intimate papers and see how much you make a year and all kinds of medical records on you, that's love. Love means never having to say you're sorry for looking at someone's medical records and going through their personal papers. Love is getting your letter opener and prying open your diary. Picking the lock on it. That's right. Picking the lock on your diary and reading all your diary entries about me.
No, you didn't.
Just to see what kind of trust we can establish.
How dare you invade my privacy like that?
How dare you use a woman's deodorant as your roll-on?
How do you know what kind of deodorant I use?
Because I saw it in your medicine cabinet in your bathroom. Ladies Powder Dry. What kind of stench is that for a man?
Gregor, that is none of your business.
Oh, really? It's not my business? Whose business is it? A stranger? Is that what you'd rather have, a stranger knowing what...
Gregor, that is a basic violation of trust.
A basic violation of trust? You know what I found in your bathroom?
What is it?
I found a giant container of fast-acting Tinactin for athlete's foot.
Gregor...
Now, why don't you answer me this? Why wouldn't you come to me first and say you have a foot fungus problem? I would have had you soaking your feet in vinegar. I would have had you taking bleach baths, rubbing garlic cloves on your feet. But no, you go around me. You tiptoe to the pharmacy behind my back like a thief in the middle of the night as an insult to me. Now, what am I supposed to do?
What is this your business?
I would not sleep on it. I would work on it day and night. If I had to cut your feet off and pickle them in brine, I would take care of your foot fungus problem.
Well, that's why I didn't go to you.
That's the kind of person you are. A rotten, low-down,
okay, you know what,
person.
Gregor? Honestly, you... I hate to say it, but you're really impolite.
You think I'm impolite?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just kind of.
You really think I'm impolite?
Well, in this instance, I think it's sort of.
I'm sorry, I was impolite.
Well, I mean, that's okay. I just.
No, it won't happen again.
Look, I mean.
I don't feel well.
I didn't mean to offend you or anything.
I feel like I'm going to throw up. I got to go, John.
Well, no, Gregor, I mean, I'm just saying, there are boundaries.
No, you've given me a lot to think about. I appreciate it. This has been good. Thanks.
Gregor, look, I mean...
All right, hold on, John. I got to call on the other line. Hey, John.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I conference you? Someone wants to speak to you on the other line.
Okay, sure. Gregor, I hope you're, I mean, you take what I say with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah. I guess so. Okay, hold on.
Polite? Impolite?
Ma, this is Johnny. Johnny, this is my mom.
Shame on you! You have shot my day to pieces.
No,
you
listen
to me. This boy who only wants to help you.
I'm trying to help you, Johnny.
Yeah,
He was just out of his mind with the hurt and the pain.
You hurt me, Johnny.
You have a burnt-up little piece of lamb chop where your heart should be.
No.
You are a rotten mouse.
No.
A rotten, four-eyed mouse.
You're a stinking little mouse, Johnny.
Gregor, I'm trying to take care of this.
Mom, I'm at a vulnerable time here. Could you stick to the topic?
I just want to say
Mrs. Ehrlich, you see what Gregor does,
You shut your mouth, Johnny, and you let my mother talk. You don't interrupt my mother when she's talking.
Wait.
Sorry.
Gregor,
You don't interrupt my mother, rotten mouse.
Gregor, mind your manners. I just want to say, all you deserve is a giant bag of hate mail telling you that you stink. Dropped from 4 stories high and landing on your rotten head.
On Wiretap today, you heard Angst, a short story by David Eagleman from his book Some, 40 Tales from the Afterlives. It was read by Jane Lewis. You also heard Buzz and Dina Goldstein, Howard Shakowitz, Gregor Ehrlich, and Etta B. Ehrlich. Wiretap is produced by Jonathan Goldstein, with Mira Burt-Wintonic and Crystal Duhame. Tune into Wiretap Saturdays at 1:30 and Thursday evenings at 11:30. Or subscribe to the podcast through our website at cbc.ca/wiretap, where you can also download the latest Wiretap ringtone.
I find Albany beautiful.
Be reminded of the splendor of New York State's capital with every ring of your phone.
For more on all of our CBC podcasts, head to cbc.ca/podcasting.